Hello and welcome to today's analysis of my own trades as well as the best setups on the SPY today. Um, so first off, I wanted to touch on something regarding the format of the videos. I'm definitely going to continue to start by reviewing my own trades, but I also want to go more in depth on what were my emotions before the trade, after the trade, during the trade, as well as my thoughts. What are my plans for tomorrow? So moving forward, I'll definitely be going more in depth with that. And yeah, so first off, let's review these trades. Today I only took one setup. I missed this stuff in the morning. I'll go over this when I review the best setups of the day. But today there was a lot of really interesting stuff going on. A lot of volatility, a lot of great moves. So definitely worth going over in terms of reviewing and saying where are those trades that I know I was watching. The guy from SMB Capital actually used the word stalking. He was like, these are the trades that you're stalking, that you're looking at, that you're thinking at, that you didn't trade, that you didn't take, that played out, and that's what you should be reviewing. So that's what we're going to do today. So first off, we have this blue buying channel, and I'll get more in depth with this later as I go over the best setups. But my entry, as I missed this stuff unfortunately, but my entry was right here. Noticed this area here, this liquidity zone, and I saw that previous resistance here was forming some sort of support, and I wanted us to form some sort of double bottom there, which we did. One, two, support here, and we broke out and we formed a higher low with this green bar, this bull bar, and that's sort of my entry trigger. Not only uptrend, previous resistance becomes support, double bottom, head and shoulder pattern, higher low, but within this blue buying channel. And that was my entry, very simply. And look, this bar was strong enough that maybe I could have waited for another retracement, which was what happened here. As you'll notice, I went into some drawdown, maybe only about 5 ticks. So what, 10 cents? SPY moved around 10 cents against me. Not, totally acceptable. And it didn't touch my stop, so I was okay with that. There was nothing wrong from a technical standpoint. However, I had been on a bit of a losing streak the past few days. I believe, Thursday I lost 0 out of 3. Friday no trades. Monday 0 out of 3. And I entered this trade and I'm just like, oh, man, I immediately go into a little bit of drawdown and I think to myself, oh my God, like I'm just gonna get stopped out. Like, damn it, I can't do this. I'm so bad. It's like I've been waiting. I missed this. I didn't take any of this, and now I wait all of this just to take a trade and lose it. And that was before the trade had even stopped me out. And that's something that you absolutely have to you have to be past that. You're above that. You can't, as a successful trader, you cannot allow yourself to trade with baggage, to enter the trade with already negative thoughts, emotional baggage affecting you, and that's just a recipe for disaster. So, I was here, and as well as there's the 11 o'clock. It was at 11 o'clock, and there's that 90%, 90-minute statistics. I was clearly targeting high of day. I mean, it's a great setup. Risk right here, reward right here, and very likely we break and fill this gap above, or, break through the gap above. There's massive liquidity above that. But look, I entered this trade, and I was already thinking to myself, like, oh, I messed up. You're gonna have to. There's another losing trade. Here we go again, and that's just not the place to be. The place to be is, as Mark Douglas says, that we have to. Every trade is a unique and independent event, and that's what we need to really not only understand but implement and live as traders in our day-to-day lives. So, that's definitely the lesson and the main takeaway. During the trade, I was a little nervous here, and as you can tell with the scaling, like look, I mean, I saw the volume on this candle, and now we realize like, oh yeah, the volume is because it's filling that gap above. But yeah, like right there, right, that is more volume than the high of day. I mean, than the open of the day, and it's a potentially exhaustive candle. But in this case, it was just sweeping up all that liquidity above the gap, those sellers and buyers and breakout buyers, and as a friend of mine was talking about, I sold my runners here. I mean, there's nothing wrong with taking profits up here, but where I do make a mistake is I take my runners out before it even breaks this blue buying channel. I mean, look how beautifully this blue buying channel is holding us. Um, and holding at least one or two runners, targeting the top of this channel, which we hit, and just risking. I mean, I'm not risking really all that much. I mean, I enter here and I'm secure. I'm safe. The trade is protected. There's no reason to exit my runners. There's absolutely no reason. And look, this exhaustive volume, this is a reason absolutely to take some profits, but there's no reason to completely exit the trade. Other than I'm impatient, I don't want to give away profits, I'm overly excited, I'm nervous, I'm not managing the trade correctly. That's what went wrong here. So review for tomorrow is very simply, you need to reset and rework and build back that confidence. But I also need to manage this in a way that's actually technical and methodical and intelligent. So yeah, and I think the goal with this was that I was actually planning for this. I was thinking like, we have this zone. I'd like to see this as some sort of double bottom support, inverse head and shoulders, holding this blue channel in the future. And when I saw this playing, I was like, well, there's my entry. So yeah, I planned for my setups and I executed to them. Now, here is the exciting part. We'll go over the best setups of the day. So today was beautiful, and I want to touch on some things. I know a friend of mine also said like there wasn't much in the morning, and I can't say that there was obvious setups because I didn't take anything in the mornings. However, I do want to share that I think for some traders who can see these things in the moment, there was some beautiful stuff going on. So what I'm going to do is chart right now is I charted the pre-market low, pre-market high, and I'm going to chart this previous day's high of day. So on the chart, I want to show you that we start off pre-market with this very clear buying channel, and it looks a little controlled. It's not super strong, but we just have to we have to wait. And within that buying channel, we start to wedge. You see this red algo here that's holding it, and we start to wedge as we hold price. I mean, lower low, lower low. I mean, sorry, lower high, lower high, lower high. But we're maintaining this level here. All these wicks, holding the bottom of this buying channel. And we are holding the support above the previous day's high of day. And that's significant because not only on this candle, which is on high volume, right here, not only on this candle do we break out of the 20-day exponential moving average, the 20-day, not the 20 EMA, sorry, the 20-day exponential moving average, but we're also rejecting this previous day's high of day. And that's at the same time when the SPY 5-minute starts to form this very strong support, right? As I noted here. So here's the previous day high of day. We have this candles. Let me clean this up. My apologies. We have these candles holding support above that previous day high of day, and then we get the strong bull bar closing on its high right here, right? And then this is where the other setup comes in. So you have this breakout entry after this wedge holding support, but then we start to form support at this previous resistance. So this was, for the first 15-20 minutes of the day, this was our high of day, this was our resistance, this was a major level, and we break out of it on high volume and we retrace on lower volume, and we hold support, and we hold 1 wick holding support, 2, 3, and all these bars were once bear bars, and they're getting sucked up by buyers closing on their highs, sucked up by buyers closing on their highs, and holding this blue channel. I remember I charted this blue channel. I said, oh wow, look, it's holding, and it's holding above this wedge on the breakout. So it's a break and retest wedge within bull flag within this buying channel above the previous day high of day, rejecting now a support that's 20-day exponential moving average. And we've been rallying the past few days, so that's totally reasonable to enter there. I think it's a great setup. Your risk is about here, and trade of the day, right? So this is the point in time when we have this buying channel that is holding us up, this blue buying channel, right? And we notice it very clearly here. as well as this red controlled selling that Eric was talking about during the day. But we notice it starts to taper. As we break the buying channel here, this starts to taper. And we start to see some weakness in this white algo. And what I was looking at was, well, we're in this white controlled selling. We're in this red controlled selling all this time, yet we're still maintained within this larger white algo, this white channel that is the taper channel. And I didn't take this. I was preparing for a bullish setup, and it didn't play out, so I didn't take anything. However, this is beautiful. This is the trade of the day if you took it. So let's go over what clues we can find from this. First, we have this taper channel that we obviously noted, and let's also look at the volume. So we've talked about, I've actually mentioned this in the past, which is that lunchtime, 1 o'clock, almost consistently, when we have the afternoon chop, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock is when those moves come. And the clue is right when we have this low volume, and then immediately on this candle, right at 1 o'clock. This is right when everyone gets back from lunch, right? Then we have this candle that's on much higher volume than everything else. Everything for like the past 30 minutes. And it's on significant volume. And this candle, not only is it on high volume, but it breaks below this whole range. So all of these traders, that bought in this range for the past hour of just chop, they're all trapped now. I mean, all the buyers, all the bulls are now trapped. As we're below that range, we sweep below this liquidity, right? We sweep below this level of all these stops here. Boom, triggers all those stops. And what made me not want to look for shorts here is because we were still well within this red controlled selling algos. And these red controlled selling algos had been bringing us up the whole day. The whole day they were the algos that they were the start for the whole day, as Eric said, that had been bringing us up within this orange channel. And what I was looking for was something like this. I was looking for some sort of inverse head and shoulder, holding it, and we would come here and break out, right? But we didn't get that, unfortunately. And this was the move. And look, it's an absolutely gorgeous move. But I don't think anyone was really expecting something like this. I mean, this was an explosive move, because oftentimes you'll have these channel breaks, these taper channel breaks, but the move is either very choppy or retest or it's a fake out. And given how strong this was, I didn't want to be playing shorts until we had broken below this level and we were in this area of liquidity. I didn't want to play shorts. So when this came out, I was like, all right, I'm done for the day. But yeah, so here's the setup. You have this volume here, you have the break of this controlled selling, which is a surprise. This is absolutely a surprise. This controlled selling had been bringing us up the whole day, but we break to the downside, which is a low probability event. You don't get that as often. It's much more rare. And you get such a large move in 2 minutes, right? No one expected this, of this size. And it's a beautiful trade. And these white algos, what a start. It literally catches the bottom of this move. This exact same white algorithm that's been holding us up the whole day now has been caught. And see how it contains price. It's gorgeous. Rejection wick, rejection wick, rejection wick, liquidity building, rejection wick. It's just holding. And then we start to wedge, right? That's gorgeous, right? And that's another setup. But to me, it's like, man, it's afternoon. Look how choppy it is. We just had this exhaustive move. I don't want to be playing anything. But we do have this wedge here. We have this strong rejection candle, right? This is a strong upper wick rejection, closing on its low, and you could short below that with a stop right above, and you would have made some nice money. And look, again right here, very similar setup, just rejection of this level, which ended up being a major level for the day. And I think besides that, I didn't really like too much else. So those are the main setups from my perspective, with my understanding of technicals and algos and structure and